Hey everybody, this is Andrew from T is for Tech, and I watched this the other night when Elon and Tesla did the unveiling of the Cybertruck, and I did watch it online kind of when I was in bed, and I wanted to kind of make a video today just kind of going over the unveiling and a little bit of my thoughts kind of as it goes through again, because I was half dozing and all of that when this happened. I was actually watching a live stream on another channel that I subscribe to called The Buzz. So if you want to check out his channel, Jerry at The Buzz, he does a lot of Tesla videos. He's got a Tesla Model 3. So I was kind of paying attention to that, but kind of dozing on and off as I was watching this because it was a little late for me. So what I was planning to do is just kind of go through this again and give some of my thoughts as the unveiling kind of happens here. And I will say I have wanted a Tesla for many years, and I've so far held off on getting one for many reasons, I guess, but I'm a big fan of Tesla. I've invested some of my IRA retirement savings in Tesla stock, so hopefully that'll help during my retirement if all this stuff plays out like it looks like it will. It is interesting they did this whole kind of laser light show unveiling, but I'll say it wasn't as well produced as it looks like it will be here. As we'll see a little bit later, it gets a little goofy. I don't think they practice that much. I really don't know if Elon practices at all, any of his speeches or his public appearances, because he's all over the place. But
the skies are polluted. The world is addicted to oil. But we're here to offer a solution. The Cybertruck. The #1 mode of transport for a cyber girl. The greatest evolution in
I thought this was kind of interesting too.
And function.
Hologram sort of cyber girl introducing the Cybertruck. Definitely something you would see in kind of any sci-fi movie set in 100, 200 years in the future, right? And that's why I think it's kind of cool. I mean, it's a pretty big big risk with what they've done here, just in terms of, they're really jumping the shark on this whole thing. But I'm sure a lot of people thought the same things way back when, and Ford Model T,
Welcome
and
to the Cybertruck unveil.
Why build a better horse? Just build something different. So this is almost, I think, that same sort of thing.
Hey.
I like how Elon he's dressed like the Terminator also.
Like 100 years. Trucks have been basically the same. We want to try something different.
Hairstyle even.
Let's show you what trucks have... You see trucks all the time, but as a reminder, what do they look like? Yeah. So...
I mean, that's true. I mean, trucks... you see a truck, all the trucks look the same. I'd say like an El Camino, maybe
trial.
Half truck, half car, a little bit different, but still,
bear with us.
very similar.
So, it's actually hard to tell. It's hard to tell which is which, really. Took the brands off. We took the brands off, but it's hard to tell which is which with the brands off. They'll pretty much look the same. We need something different, and we need sustainable energy now.
I kind of like the look of the new Chevys, though. The Chevy Silverados, the 2020s. They do look pretty mean.
If we don't have a pickup truck
for the standard-looking truck.
The #1 selling vehicle in America, top 3 selling vehicles in America are pickup trucks. We have to solve sustainable energy, we have to have a pickup truck.
My thought always here is, hopefully they can have the battery capacity they need to build all this stuff. I know they're investing a ton in gigafactories and all of that, but I mean, this is going to be really the limiting factor is how many batteries they can produce. Cool logo. Now, I really have to be honest here. When I watched this the other night, I thought that this was like fake, right? I thought like, hey, they're going to pull this out and everyone's going to be like, what the hell? And then he was going to say, no, this is just the Mars rover. The real truck is here. And then they would drive on another one. But yeah, it didn't happen. As it still boggles my mind watching this back again. Like they seriously just drove this thing out there and they're like, yeah, here it is. Although if you look at it from just the perspective of manufacturing, you know, maybe that's why they're able to sell it at the price that they're kind of targeting, because
Doesn't look like
building
anything
this
else.
thing might be a lot easier. Less parts, just bent steel
we'll
like an
start off with
origami
the size,
truck.
the dimensions,
Pretty ingenious.
and the inspiration. So
Nope.
the functionality I'm going to describe is within a space that is less than the most popular pickup truck in the United States, the F-150. So we didn't cheat in either width, height, or length. And we're able to achieve much greater capability in the same dimensions, same weight. Yeah. Part of this is the fundamental design change. We moved the mass to the outside. We created an exoskeleton. So normally the way that a truck is designed, you have a body on frame, you have a bed on frame, and the body and the bed don't do anything useful. They're carried like cargo. Like
Sometimes it's hard to watch Elon talk, because it's like he has, I almost get the sense he's got like so much stuff going on in his head.
The key to
He's
creating
like a hard
an effective
time
monoplane was
getting it
stressed
out.
skin design. You move the stress to the outside skin. It allows you to do things that you can't do with a body on frame. So we're able to make the skin out of thick, ultra hard stainless steel. It's really hard. We're going to show you just how hard.
This is really important what he's talking about here too, is this idea of, you know, this exoskeleton, single
Franz has a
piece
sledgehammer.
body versus kind of the traditional truck where there's the frame and you have the body that sits on top of the
Don't hold
frame,
back. Okay.
which kind of is kind of curious, because if you think about it, like normal trucks, I mean, the reason they can tow things is because they have the frame, right? The
The regular
frame is
truck
taking
door.
a lot of the load, and it's not just the body of the truck that somehow, you know, distributing the stress of whatever you're towing on the back
Do it.
or whatnot. So it'd be interesting to see, you know, how this is actually manufactured or how it's built
Yeah.
in the future when they kind
hit it a couple times.
of provide some more details of it, right? Cutaway sections of what the actual truck looks like.
Yeah, nice. Now hit the Cybertruck. Same thing. Hit it harder.
I don't know what Ford truck doors are made out of nowadays. I think it might be aluminum. So I'm not a doubt that it would hit.
Really wind up and nail it.
Now, yeah, I think that's pretty. He didn't hit it as hard, I don't think.
It's
Pretty strong.
Very strong.
Yeah, I'd be afraid.
So if you think about like a truck, you want a truck that's tough. You want a truck that's really
that was
tough.
a little bit harder.
Not fake tough.
Now this would be really good because I'll be honest, the one thing I hate about my car, my wife's car, any
truck
car,
can take
is
a
when you get
sledgehammer
into a
too.
parking lot and some idiot
that
just
won't
opens the
scratch.
door
doesn't bend.
dings the crap out of her car. It'd be nice if we
What else
had
can we
something
do
like this that
with
was a
this
little
truck?
bit more resilient and resistant.
What if we
to
what if we
dents.
shot it? Let's shoot it.
Doesn't rust.
Got OSHA.
That's the thing. If they can make these things with battery packs that are last 1,000,000 miles and
So the
don't rust, there's no actual like
that's a
steel that has
9mm
any
bullet shot at the door.
stainless steel, right? It won't rust. Wonder what the rest of the undercarriage or
We're in California, unfortunately.
not subframe. I guess it's not a frame, but you know,
The
kind of a
9mm,
unibody frame.
it is
I wonder what it's all
literally
made out of.
bulletproof to a
Stainless.
9mm handgun.
I guess we'll find out.
That's how strong the skin
This is actually funny. The
so
bullets.
it's ultra hard, cold rolled stainless steel alloy that we've developed. We're going to be using the same alloy in the Starship rocket and in the Cybertruck. Yeah, you're welcome. So on the right, that's like normal truck doors. Like might as well be made of tissue paper. That's looks like a paintball. Very different. So, you know, when
He
you say
joked
it's like
about
full
that
stuff,
as well, that the
that's what we mean.
pressurized version of this would be for Mars rover. And I don't doubt that he will actually do it.
What about the glass?
I wonder if that's
Seems
part
like
of it too. I mean,
vulnerability.
it'd be interesting to be in these conversations
Yeah.
where they're coming up with this
Transparent metal
stuff. Like,
glass.
hey, let's make this thing that we could
Yeah, that's right.
drive around on Earth and drive around on Mars.
Let's show some of the tests. What can we do with this?
See, I don't get this transparent metal glass.
All right.
It's glass, transparent metal.
Let's,
I don't know
let's show the glass demo.
what that means. If it's like a composite sandwich of glass with some sort of a metal alloy that gives it that darkish tint, maybe.
So first, this is regular glass. This is like normal glass, car glass. I want to show you what happens with normal car glass. Shatters immediately with a little ball.
And to be honest, I don't know why they focus so much on
Now
the
I'll show you
glass
Tesla
aspect
Armor
of this. I mean, you can say, hey, the body's tough and, you know, talk about the materials. But they really kind of went out of their way to show this glass.
Nothing. Yeah. But it's kind of a small ball
the
though.
whole
It's maybe
Stand and things they built
do it
here
at a
so they
bigger
can
height
drop the ball.
with yeah. Yeah, so it's still doing it. I guess. Yeah, not bad. A bigger ball. Yeah.
And it's funny now, I did,
Yeah.
since obviously this is a couple days after the event, I did see that they had a video of backstage dropping the ball, or not dropping the ball, but throwing the ball at the window,
Franz, could you try to break this glass, please?
and that it didn't,
Yeah. Sure? Yeah.
it didn't break.
Oh my fucking god. Well, maybe that was a little too hard.
And I'll be honest,
Sorry?
this is one of like the nightmare things. Like if you're giving a demo, this is like the
It didn't go
blue
through.
screen of death
That's
at
plus
a
side. Let's try that. Right? Try that one,
at a
really?
Microsoft
Okay. Sure.
presentation.
Oh man, it didn't go
When-
through.
Siri didn't
All right.
work.
Not bad. Room for improvement. All right. Let's see. So yeah. We did actually throw everything. We threw wrenches.
But yeah, I mean
threw
that
everything.
that's
We
the
even
risk of
literally
doing
threw
this
the
stuff
kitchen
live.
sink at the glass.
And the
didn't
video
break.
they
For
did
some weird
show
reason it broke
on
now. I don't know
Twitter,
why.
at least they were throwing the ball at the
Yeah,
window,
just fix it
and it
in
was just
post.
bouncing off like the other thing. But
So
I don't know. Actually, it may
in
have
addition, the car has
it may have
adaptive,
helped them
air
even more
suspension.
just because of all the news
Literally built,
coverage
yeah,
of
adaptive air
this
suspension.
big blunder that they broke the
So
glass
this
and
will come standard on all
all
the
that
cars.
stuff.
I think this is actually a very important design element because if you have if every truck has the ability to adjust the ride height, so you can go very low or very high.
So it may have actually
you can
worked
be
out in their
efficient on
favor
the highway, and you
a
can
little
you can also go off-roading.
Because everybody's talking
it's gonna
about
have the
fact
highest
that
clearance
it's
of any
ugly,
production truck.
and they
So
messed
we're
up
gonna
the
have
glass demo.
about a 16-inch clearance, and you can adjust this on the fly. So it's adaptive damping and adaptive ride height. These are actually extremely important for a truck because trucks, when you only drive them, they're either too cushy or they're too hard. You need it to be able to adjust.
And that's a pretty big
dynamically
clearance
depending
for
on
a
what the
truck.
load is. If you've got a lot of people on board,
I don't have a
you've got
truck.
full
I've
bed
never owned a
in the
truck,
back,
but
it's gotta
some
adjust
of my
accordingly.
family members have
So, yeah.
had Ford and
this-
Chevy pickup trucks,
talk
and
about the,
even
we call it the
have done
Vault.
a little bit of
Cybertruck
lifting,
Vault.
a lift kit on them to kind of get
So,
bigger tires, all that stuff to get a little bit more clearance.
let's demo this active, yeah. So, the rear is 100 cubic feet, 6.5 foot length, bed length, up to 3,500 pounds of payload.
This whole presentation was not well planned.
Yeah. And it can tow. But what about a real world test? Like let's actually have a tug of war here with an F-150.
It's almost like you didn't see the slide deck,
So you
the
see,
slide deck
you know,
before the presentation here.
see which one can pull which. Let's do the tug of war video.
It's quite. I mean, if you look at this picture here too, like it looks
Yeah.
quite a bit bigger than an
It was
F-150. I
uphill.
mean, maybe the overall dimensions are the same, but just it just looks like it takes up a lot more space,
So
right?
let's see on-road the performance.
I wonder if that was a four-wheel drive F-150 or not. Because I think they were saying that the one they were using here was the dual motor, so it would be all-wheel drive. Yeah, that'd be
Now
fast.
let's see
The top trim level in this thing
how
is
does this compare
it's crazy
to a Porsche
for a
911?
truck that big and heavy. 0 to 60
Okay, we're
in
gonna
under
give the
3
Porsche
seconds.
a little bit of a head
It's
start.
kind of nuts. But really, I mean,
This is a-
end of the world
current-
apocalypse comes.
Current edition
If you can
Porsche.
get the electricity
And this is the actual
to charge the
truck.
thing,
is
this
not
would be the
CGI.
truck to have. I'm gonna blow that Porsche away too.
In terms of off-road performance, it's going to have the best angular approach angle, best clearance heights, best departure angle. For people that really
not
like going
CGI.
off-road, this is going to be great. You could basically do the Baja Rally.
Although it wouldn't be hard to do in CGI. Super low poly.
We have 3 ranges.
Yeah, 500 miles of range on the top end.
So obviously they'll have access to all the superchargers, be capable of more than 250 kilowatts. We'll reveal the actual number later. And it has onboard outlets for 110 and 220 volts. So you don't need a generator. Yeah. The truck literally is your generator. And as a little plus, because it's got an air suspension, we can tap off the air suspension, so you have a pneumatic source.
And that's
You have
cool.
yeah.
Actually, the fact that you can have a 220 volt,
You-
110
onboard
volt
air
outlet on
compressor.
this, so you can use it
Of
as a
course, it will
giant
come with a
battery
pilot
bank for
standard.
whatever.
Yeah.
So I think like maybe construction types
So
and those
the
types of
E3
workers,
versions.
not workers, but those types of people that have companies like that would love this because you can power tools from it.
But it's gonna
Air compressor on board is awesome. Like the tent and that whole camping kit they showed as an accessory. That would be pretty cool. And under 40 grand to start. Not too bad.
Yeah. So that's the price without any incentives. That's just like the price
But
without
even
any
the top
incentives.
tier one here, the tri-motor,
But the
500
actual
miles
economics are even
range. I
better
mean,
than
I think that comes in
because
still about where the
cost of electricity
Rivian
is much less than the cost of
is
gasoline.
going to be starting.
So when you look at the actual cost of ownership here, it's you know you're paying much less for electricity than you are for gasoline. You're paying much less for maintenance.
Yeah,
There's no
and
oil
it's even
changes,
more so
no
the fact in
smog
a
checks,
truck
no nothing,
than
none of that stuff.
like a
So your
smaller car
maintenance
like
is
the
low,
Model 3 or the
your cost
Model
of
S,
operations is
because
low,
I mean those things go
and
through
so it's
tanks of
actually
gas, right?
comparable to a truck, a gasoline truck that's $10,000 to $15,000 less. Yeah. All right. Yeah, so you can order now if you would like. Tesla.com/Cybertruck.
So hopefully they can make them for that price.
I should
Just
say
like
also,
the
we're gonna be offering rides on this
$35,000
all night.
Model 3 that they never made, even though the off menu and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, don't mind the glass. So, anyway, thank you guys for coming. Which
Don't
I think it's
mind.
gonna be a great party, and you'll love riding around this thing. It's great. All right, thank you. Oh wait, we have. Should we do the? Oh yeah. We also made an ATV. So. Let's bring it out.
I can just imagine this too, right? They're in some meeting and it's like, hey, we should just make an ATV also that matches the truck. I mean, you say, like, really end of the world? You need a truck like this and an ATV? You can charge from the truck.
So you can see the truck. This is what I mean by the adaptive air suspension. Yeah, nice work, by the way. So the adaptive air suspension, you can drop real low, and you go high on the other side. We call this load mode. So you got load mode, you got a built-in ramp.
That is cool.
So you can take
the
an
air
ATV
suspension.
or dirt bike, whatever
I mean,
you want.
it's not anything
and load it
new. I
on the
mean,
back.
tons of cars have air suspension, but it's interesting. You can lower the back to load stuff up the ramp.
Yes. Oh, and it's current.
It's kind of weird though that the
It's currently plugged in and
ATV
charging.
has a chain drive on the rear
Yeah.
instead of an actual electric motor on the axle.
Feel like the car is adjusting itself.
At least what it looked
So you
like. I
can go
don't know.
like real tight on the freeway, and you can go way high off-roading. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
All right. Thank you.
This is Andrew from TS Tech. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.